Okay, now this is a walnut tree. Um, this one is really, really tall, so you probably can't see the leaves from here, but this is what the bark looks like, okay? I'll post pictures. I'm gonna have to get deeper into my property to find one that's shorter to really show you the leaves, but that's what the bark looks like. Look at this little ant trying to steal my walnut. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, y'all. This is a black walnut shell. Okay. This is a butternut shell. They are both walnuts. Okay. See? Now the butternuts are going to be the color of butter, obviously. And a black walnut's going to be darker. Now, between the squirrels and then no rain, my black walnuts from the tree that I got yesterday did not come out very well. But my butternuts, because of the location, they were fine. We literally went a month and a half without rain. So some of the locations of the trees, depending on if they're in a ravine or on the top of the ravine, some were okay, some were not. Now, this is a black walnut shell. Okay, this is a butternut shell. You see the difference? This one is oblong, this one's round. Okay, this one's harder, and this one is softer. Now, it's still hard, but when you pick them up, if they're still damp feeling, they're not ready to be cracked open. You want to wait until this is dry, because when you first get them, they're going to be green, okay? You want to wait until they're this color before you crack them open, or else they're going to look like that. Now, the black walnuts, you will have to let them dry 2 to 4 weeks before you eat them. Otherwise, they're going to be really bitter. But the butternuts, you can eat them immediately. I still like to let them dry out for a few days. So as soon as you're able to crack them open, okay, you want to crack them open, then you crack this open. You have to either have a nut cracker or a hammer, okay? And then you crack them open, and there's your walnut in there. Now there's different walnuts. There's English, black walnuts, and these butternuts. Now the English walnuts are cultivated. Black walnuts are collected in the wild. So same thing with butternuts. These have a nice, mild, slightly sweet flavor. Like I said, the black walnuts have kind of a bitter flavor unless, like I said, you've cured them, which is letting them dry out for 2 to 4 weeks. The smaller ones, 2 weeks. The bigger ones, 4 weeks, obviously. I had a few good black walnuts out here, but like a dumbass, I left them sitting out here, and when I went foraging this morning, the squirrels got into them. So, and I didn't have many anyway. I had maybe 5 that I had collected. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of rain for like almost 2 months. Well, first we had, I don't know, most of you remember I had like 40 days of rain, and then I had no rain for 6 to 8 weeks. So it really did affect a lot of the foraging out here. So, and some of them crack them open, and there's, like I said, we didn't have enough rain to even produce anything. So some of them just completely dried up, and these were in green shells. So you have to have enough rain in order to produce a nut. That's just the way it is. Just like with a garden, you have to have enough rain to produce a tomato. It's just the way it works. Another thing about a black walnut that you're not going to have with the butternut is the black walnuts are going to have maggots in them when you crack them open. And that doesn't matter. All of them are going to have it, but it does not affect the nut inside, okay? And they make great compost if you break them down. Now, a lot of people say that black walnut trees are bad for your vegetation in your gardens. That's only true for tomato plants. Okay, so this is a black walnut shell. See how round it is? And then this is the butternut shell. See, it's oblong. See the difference? So, like, that's the black walnut husk. And then that's the actual shell. And then the nuts inside there. And same thing with the butternut. It's oblong. Okay. Now they're both green when they first fall. Okay. And then they turn dark. And then that's when you want to crack them open. So, but what I collected yesterday, because of no rain, the walnuts were just not even there. Okay. Now, I went down into the ravine to get the butternuts, where, obviously there's more water. So, these were fine. So, tomorrow, I'm going to go back out and go back down into the ravine for more black walnuts so I can show you those fresh, okay? Because the ones I got yesterday from the top, they were just sad, to say the least. lot of people don't know this about black walnuts, but they actually get rid of candida in women. That's a fun fact, huh? Black walnuts also will have a juice that will stain your hands. I don't know if you can still see it on my hands, but I washed most of it off, but that's why my hands have kind of a weird tint to them. That's why. It's not a big deal. It washes right off. Black walnut is also resistant to warping. A lot of people don't know that, which is another reason why it's so sought after for furniture and guns and cabinets and stuff. And also for decomposing. Does not decompose down like pine wood. And when you do collect them, you want to get them out of their husks ASAP, or else they will rot. They'll go rancid pretty fast. So as soon as they are dark enough for you to crack open, like I said, crack them open and dry them out. Do not dry roast them. I will post pictures like I always do with the nutrition and health benefits content instead of talking about all of it, because it's a lot to say in a video and I'll never get it to upload. Bark on a black walnut tree and a butternut tree is almost identical. You're not gonna really tell the difference. It's in the leaves, and I'll post that information also.